Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third installment of Africa's biggest five-a-side tournament. Often imitated, never duplicated. They come, they see, but they can never conquer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 3 of Squad League.
That's the intro.
Damn.
Shout out.
How long did you
That's a fire intro.
First time, eh? Like, one time. One take wonder. Let's go, Lemii.
Well, we'd love to welcome you guys back to the third installment of Squad League. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm always helping guys off the street, you know, not my in Bozayam. I have to bring them to the podcast and give them, you know, some shine, you know.
Thank you so
Hakim
much.
and myself, you know, at least Hakim, I can say he's trying. These two guys, guys, you know, the other guests didn't show up, so I had to bring you guys here. So how you guys doing?
Thank you for your generosity.
Yeah, thank you so much, boss. Thank you. No maini.
Didn't have anything to do after church, so, you know.
Yeah, okay. At least you go to church, guys, you know.
Yeah.
At least you go to church.
100%.
But big story. We're down to season 3. It's almost crunch time. Before we even get to that, you have to reintroduce yourselves to the people, guys. Let's start with Nicodemus there by the...
Wow. What's up, guys? My name is Nick. I am the founder and the creative director for Squad League. But I'm also just a water boy, you know. It's just that. Yeah.
Water
Shout
boy.
out.
A glorified water boy.
Yeah.
With the best titles.
I am Arome. I'm in charge of the footballing relations Squad League.
Head of football.
Thank you.
Say
Yeah,
it with your
why
chest.
are you being... Why
Yeah,
are you
why are
being
you being
modest,
humble? You're
bro?
the
Like,
sporting director.
Sporting director.
Hey, you.
That's head boss,
Come on.
isn't it?
you are the Ineos of this ship here.
Jim Redcliffe
Man
himself.
United, yeah.
Infantino.
Man United brother, thank
You
you.
know what I mean? Yeah.
No, we'll be doing none of that. My name is Hakim 3 Stacks. Tokyo Black. The vibes are here. So when you see these people having a good time, it's because of me. Okay.
But where the glasses though? You didn't bring those. You know those glasses you always rock.
You know what? I had to look you guys in your eye today because we'll be talking about serious things, but I'm so glad season 3 is back. I'm so glad to be back with Lemii and Nick and Arome. It's going to be amazing. Still the biggest prize money available for a five-a-side tournament. So
Yeah.
I mean, like Lemii said, they can try, but they'll never get it right.
They'll never get it right. Guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop names, you know. I see the look that Nick gave me there when I was doing the, you know. I don't want to drop names, but in case you don't know, my name is Lemii Loco, aka Ntozemnandi Ntozesama, and we are back, baby, for season 3. Bigger, better, and louder. Talking about bigger and better. It's been a long way from season 1, boys. It's, I mean, when season 1 came out, it was like, hey, what's going on here? 100 Tau, you know? Season 2 came out, it was 500 Tau. But besides the money itself, there's been so much growth. We see how the teams are taking it serious. Guys are training left, right, and center, preparing, doing their homework. How has that journey been in terms of the growth of the tournament itself? Because we know the five-a-side space is doing well, it's thriving. You know, we see a lot of competitions here and there, young 20-nyana, Lazama guys. Lazama got 20-nyana. But how has the growth been in terms of just how teams take this tournament seriously?
Speaking of growth, just to drop an interesting fact. Today, precisely today, the 16th of November, this time last year, we're actually hosting Squad League Season 1.
Bro, that
So
needs
this
a
is-
round of
this-
applause.
this is our birthday.
round of applause.
Happy birthday,
This is our
Squad League.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Squad
birthday,
League.
Squad League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that first day, bro. Like, it was, nobody knew what to expect. Ourselves, the teams, it's this big tournament. Nobody knew how to prepare for it. But the fortunate part is that some of the teams knew each other. But when they stepped onto that field, it's almost like everything shifted.
Sure.
Because there's this big prize money at the back of their minds, but also the title of Africa's best five-a-side team, because that's not just the money. You carry the title of being the best five-a-side team in Africa.
Facts.
You know, like teams, Arome, I'm sure this is the perfect time to speak to you, right? What have you seen in terms of development from the teams, you know, starting from season 1 going all the way to season 3?
Yeah, good question. I think just the effort has grown. I think seeing not new teams, but yes, new teams come into the space saying, you know what, we want to actually go for this title.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new teams. The bigger, so-called bigger teams, how they're preparing, how they're getting better.
Yeah.
You know, and then the lesser known teams wanting to bring down these bigger teams,
Yeah.
the scheming and people going to different provinces to do, it's brilliant to see. It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating.
Yeah. Hakim, I remember when we talk about the anniversary of Squad League, we were doing commentary, you were rocking the vibes there, and it's almost like we didn't know what's going on, but we knew what's going on. Because there's the trying to balance out, giving people the best entertainment possible, but also taking it all in, bro. Because I remember there was a time where people even came to you, they're like, hey, but trying to complain to you like you're the ref.
Yeah. Season 1 was so crazy because, like you say, there was so much uncertainty, but there was also a lot of optimism from everybody that was involved, which was really dope. And I think like us as the kind of content team and everybody that's putting Squad League together believed in the vision and what Nick and the guys are trying to do. So we just put our best foot forward.
100%.
And we were in the deep end. I remember I was doing some crowd control at XP at season 1 and I called out a score in the opposite direction. It was 2-1 to the other team, and I almost got obliterated. but luckily, I've got a decent personality. I was able to deflect that, and I think that's the thing. I think it's like being on our toes and recovering, and because we've got a good intention about what we're trying to do with this thing, people started to see that, and then season 2 was a lot smoother. The content that we put out was more dynamic, and that was really cool. I think going into season 3, there's even more professionalism coming into the whole thing. But while that is all developing, I think there's still this kind of feeling that we wanna make it fun. This is not, it's a league, it's serious. People are planning towards this. But you can see from the players, like the players are following us on Instagram. We're developing banter and relationships with these guys, and there's like a bigger community growing. And I'm really excited for this thing to go like continental, because we're saying it's the biggest prize money in Africa, but when we get to the place when other teams from Africa are participating and challenging for this prize money, then it's really going to be solidified that it definitely is the marquee five-a-side event. And from a lifestyle perspective, you see these other tournaments, like you said, the other tournaments, the prize money is 20K. You get 30K for qualifier at Squad League.
You're lucky if you get 20K in the other tournament.
You might not even get that money. And that's the thing here. It's like,
Nick, don't edit us out.
No,
Don't
keep
edit
us
us
you guys out. No.
It's well run, it's trustworthy, and that's what keeps people coming back, and that's what keeps us coming back and like wanting to be involved. So, I mean, the fact that this is the anniversary, I mean, we have to congratulate it. Like you say, like we want to take it in and be like, this is the 3rd season of this, and what an amazing thing to be part of.
Bro, Nick,
Shout out.
there's been a huge shift in five-a-side culture, and I can confidently say Squad League played a big role in that shift. Season 1 to season 3, I mean, obviously it gets harder and harder to put these tournaments together, but along the way, there's certain things that you have to cross your T's, dot your I's. What have been some of the challenges that you see like constantly either reoccurring or new challenges coming up from season 1 to season 3?
Okay. So already the fact that we ran our first qualifier for season 2, right? Because obviously season 1 was invitationals, etc., pulling everybody that we knew, get the 8 teams out, get the 100K out. Season 2 already, just from a place of teams being very competitive, right? And again, let's not lie, there's this whole thing and this whole stigma of Pirates winning, especially because they've won season 2. So a lot of teams are sort of deflecting and saying, but this thing is only built for teams that are like Pirates, who have resources, etc. So one of the biggest challenges is actually convincing the teams that you can do this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can do this. Second thing, because you're speaking about us transcending to the rest of Africa, we've looked into Nigeria, we've looked into Ghana, we've looked into Zambia, and then the closest one that we've looked into is Namibia. Again, some of these teams are not well resourced enough even to just do a qualifier.
Damn.
Even if they're going to win the 30K. Putting together the 2.5 is a big challenge, So how do we bridge that?
What?
the 2,500 rand.
Yeah.
To register.
To register.
To register, yeah.
Yes. So how do we? Yeah, you know, how do we bridge the gap for some of these teams? And again, by the time you go further out, so Nigeria, Congo, whatever have you, if you put this in dollars, guys, it's nothing. So even 500,000 rand, as much as it's a lot in rands, honestly, guys, we're sitting at like $25,000. $25,000 globally. It's not a lot of money. In someone's account, I get it, you know, but we have to think really big so that eventually, if we at least say R1 million, now we're saying $50,000. Okay, cool. Now we're talking.
Exactly.
You know, now it's international
We're
standard.
already excited for 500,000. You're already talking million. Hey, guys, let's play, bro.
I'm
Let's
like
start
trying
a
to be
team.
10
We're gonna
steps
start one.
ahead.
We're gonna start a
But we're
team.
not gonna tell these
Squad
guys.
League
Man.
squad. You know what I mean? So we're there. We got Arome there in the card. Are we happy?
We won't know, but there will be signs. But there will be signs.
Besides. So
Now-
the challenge is just, you know, expanding, going to the other countries and then bringing them in.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen very
Wow, man. Look, it's exciting times because honestly speaking, when we started the qualifiers for season 2, only then I actually realized the gap between Joburg teams
soon. There you go.
and teams outside of Joburg.
There you go.
With the exception of like a Cape Town and a Durban, right? Then you start realizing that there's a passion for this, but the gap then comes between like, okay, there's these guys that understand the rules and they play it so frequently and they dominate all these other teams outside. And we saw that as one of the highlights in season 2. How do we then work around, you know, encouraging these guys to, because I mean, for the qualifiers for season 3, I did see that there's a lot of work that went into preparation for these teams that, you know, had a taste in season 2, but then coming back for season 3 to qualify. What are we doing for the teams that still feel like, this tournament is designed for Pirates, it's designed for like a government, for example. So how do we look into, you know, encouraging these guys to, hey guys, is it all just prep? Is it all just, you know, confidence? What is it?
I think as they say, the proof is in the pudding. I think also teams seeing newer teams come in is encouragement. For example, this season we have we have 2 teams coming in from PE.
Yeah.
Teams that are basically having their debut. And for other teams in PE or in the Western Cape or even in Gauteng, seeing, okay, these guys are basically new. It's like, why not me? That's how I view life.
Yeah.
If Lemii can do it, why not me?
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's how everybody should look at it.
But that's tough, bro, because you've got teams like Pirates Fives who've won this tournament twice, who looked a lot more structured. You know, they look like they're well organized, far beyond any other team that competes in this tournament.
I'll tell you something. Growing up I'm sure it happens everywhere, but growing up in high school, when you bring your report card and you came 8th, your father will tell you, that person that came first, they have 2 heads. They don't have 2 heads.
Facts.
Do they have an advantage over
You know what I mean?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
Facts.
everybody's beatable.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
actually, number 1 is more likely to be beaten because you're number 1.
Of course. And then I mean, speaking of that number 1 team, Pirates Fives, they're now defending it for the second time. Is it now, are they now a bigger target? Or does it, you know, because there's teams that have been in this tournament from season 1, right? And like you're saying, they might feel like, this is built for these guys.
Yeah.
But then there's teams that show up and say, you know what, we're going to keep trying
Take them
until
down.
we knock them down the throne. What is the Pirates Fives doing right that, you know, that other teams aren't doing?
Listen, they've got so much preparation that goes in behind the scenes. They're
I mean, they've got a huge squad.
They're
They
very
do.
well
They
run.
do.
They sport for choice.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that maybe is overlooked is a lot of the other teams share players.
Yeah.
Pirates don't share their players.
Oh, yeah, actually.
So it's a big factor.
They don't
actually,
share any
yeah.
players. you
Can
know?
I add on to what you're saying? And then I want to track back to what you were saying in terms of development.
Yeah.
I think Pirates win the game mentally before they win the game physically. It's the advice I've been giving to many teams, even the boys from government. I said, guys, if you lose your heads in the game, you're giving the game away.
Yeah.
You know, if you focus on the ref, which is a big topic for us, you know what I mean? You're giving the game away.
Yeah.
Look at Pirates. I mean, yes, you've got guys like Brendan who instigate and push the ref and, you know, but he has like a threshold.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. he has a threshold where he pushes them and then he comes back.
Yeah.
But they don't focus solely on
Is
the
that
ref's
like
decision.
part of their game?
It's part of their game,
Yeah.
you know. So I think besides being well resourced, because I mean they also won 100,000 for the first time, right?
Yeah. Facts.
They are mentally prepared and mentally structured.
Yeah.
Going back to what you were saying about development, you see what you were talking about, like the 20,000 tournament, the 10,000 tournaments. Those tournaments are very important.
Yes.
Because those tournaments help the teams.
They teach you how to win.
You know, they
Facts.
teach you how to win. They
Facts.
teach you how to take L's. They teach you how to handle pressure.
Yeah.
So that you can actually get to a stage where you're competing and the teams who are competing in squad league can welcome you as a player and say, actually, this guy is good.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
also, there isn't a lack of quality in those tournaments. But
There isn't.
Facts.
No,
there's
Facts.
just a lesser prize money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I also think like in one of the interviews that we had, it was with one of the Cape Town squads
Sure.
and one of the guys. I think it was a Durban team, but it wasn't Avengers. But
Saints.
No, Durban is Saints and
maybe it was
Saints,
Saints.
yeah.
So they were. I don't know if it was complaining or commenting about the format.
Got you.
And the format of the game, as far as they were concerned, they were saying that the format favors Joburg teams. Because what is the thing that the guy said exactly? He said it's like touch rugby versus rugby.
I remember that.
And I found that very funny because football is a contact sport, but then there's also the part where you got to protect the players. You don't want injuries.
Yeah.
Like luckily we haven't had an
Can I
incident.
actually comment on that? I think I know who you're talking about. And funny enough is...
Cohen.
And they went all the way to the finals.
No, 100%.
Using those same rules.
Yeah.
So why are you complaining now?
Well, obviously
Finals.
you complain because you lose.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
about tournaments have formats
Yeah.
across all sports.
Mm.
And it doesn't matter if you're used to something else somewhere else. When you're in this context, you have to get used to mastering how to do that thing.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And the teams that come back, like you say, they are more used to the format. They get more used to the way that the thing runs and everything, and they become more comfortable. And should these guys keep going to the qualifiers and keep qualifying and entering into the big competition, they'll learn how to master
Yeah.
those
become second
dynamics.
nature.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is so important. The conversation that we've been having with every venue, obviously because we had gone there the second time, they want to take up our rules. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, so that if you're playing weekly, you're playing on squad league.
You get
rules
used to
anyway.
Yes.
those rules. Yeah.
And squad league rules aren't quote unquote special rules. I mean, we also adapted our rules from like an old parks. We adapted our rules from XP. We adapted our rules from Marks Park, from urban soccer. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
we take those rules and then we just see what works for us. And then we've adapted those rules. But those rules can be used universally nationwide.
Yes.
And once we get to a place where everyone is using our rules, it's going to become easier and we won't have people complaining about it.
No, yeah, because the thing is, it's like, for example, I'll use another sport, basketball. You have NBA rules, and then you've got like street tournaments where the contact is viewed slightly differently in terms of fouls and that kind of thing. And obviously in the NBA, they're protecting players who have massive sponsorships and there's brands and all this stuff involved. So maybe the officiating is like slightly stricter. And this is like a brand building exercise.
It is.
Obviously, while football is at the heart of it, but we have to protect the players. Like it's very important that we protect the players, and the rules are there actually to
100%,
protect the
yeah.
players. And hopefully, all the teams and their coaches and their managers and all the players will understand that that's the reason why it's like that. You can't have unscrupulous contact from the back, 2-on-1s,
Do you know what I
pushing
mean?
against the
Yeah.
wall, and this will jeopardize the brand and also like those teams, because imagine like people are entering this tournament and getting injured. They're going to be like, we're not entering that because we're
Yeah.
not looked after there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
people
saying?
play 11s, people play 5s elsewhere. Like they want to be able to have longevity.
Yeah,
Rugby,
and
yeah.
I support the way that the format is set up, and I think like it's funny you say that those guys got to the finals of the qualifier.
No, 100%.
It's
yeah.
like they know what
On
they
the
need
main
to,
event.
Yeah.
They of the main event.
Yeah.
They know what they need to do, and they must just do it and not say that this thing is like it's for Joburg people. We in PTA. Shout out Urban Soccer for hosting us. 012.
012.
And like it's this. It's like we still in Gauteng, but we moved out of Joburg,
Hundreds.
and it's for this reason that we're trying to be Pan-African. Let's call it.
That's it, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm getting here is that there's always a complaint when the score is not in your favor.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to the rules. Arome, you've had a few incidents of people complaining about.
No one's
the
going to fight
referee.
Arome. Have you seen this guy? No one's going to fight him.
Maybe he should ref every game, you know.
swear.
Maybe we'll, you know, you mentioned
shakes.
something really special, bro. Like how these tournaments then, you know, every tournament has its set of rules for many reasons.
Yes.
Protecting the player, you know, brand alignment, which leads me to my next point. There's a big announcement for season 3. Nick, would you do the honors?
I will. In case you haven't noticed, our last probably 15 to 20 reels, our logo at the end is green. There's a touch of green today. Arome is wearing green today.
I also got green.
Also,
Where's your green?
It's under the shade.
So ladies and gentlemen,
My
we're
underwear is
excited
green here, bro.
to have on board our headline sponsors, Old Mutual.
They've done the drum roll first.
Drum roll. My bad.
Oh, that's why this guy was talking about prize money being
Money,
a
money,
million.
money,
What?
money.
So season 4.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Now, here's the biggest question. Got the sponsor, Old Mutual. It's now being called Old Mutual Squad League,
For sure.
meaning Old Mutual is the title sponsor.
100%.
My biggest question here is, why did they choose Squad League? Why Squad League?
Wow. I think that's a question for you guys to answer. But I mean, I think because we intrinsically placed with the community of football.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm just gonna drop a teaser here. Like outside of the tournaments, we're going to start having like lifestyle, you know, football related events.
Yeah.
Like let's have watch parties. Let's have like, you know,
Man
AFCON.
United games, yeah?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, why are you rolling your eyes, bro?
Oh
Like,
my
Because
goodness.
you guys are boring. Because
I'm
resist the
actually,
urge to
I'm
make
actually
it
talking
about Man
serious things,
United.
right?
Yeah.
Serious things here, please.
Okay, before seriously, you know Ten Hag is going to Liverpool, right?
Nick, please carry on.
What?
Ten Hag, no, I'm not joking. It's,
To do what?
It's the real thing. To be a coach.
Nick,
Wow.
don't get sucked in here.
Yeah, never not get.
Please.
Okay, back to the real stuff. So, Old Mutual, the partnership with, to me, obviously, from where I'm sitting, it's a no-brainer, right? Because Squad League is the first of its kind.
Shout out.
Biggest five-a-side tournament in Africa. Big prize money. And with big prize money comes bigger challenges for a community like five-a-side.
Yes.
So it only makes sense to bring on board somebody like Old Mutual, who are very vested in financial well-being.
That's it.
They've got the products out there to ensure that, you know what, you're making the right decisions financially. There is this this reoccurring situation in the football world overall, where footballers find themselves without money.
Sure.
When the legs are tired, when, you know, the injury comes back, or, you know, forbid that somebody gets injured while playing, competing for something like Squad League. But there's the element of financial well-being. How important is that? I mean, like, we can't stress enough how much something like this is needed in collaboration with Squad League.
Absolutely.
But how important is it that we started at a level of Squad League, you know, not just focusing on 11-a-side and, you know, big leagues and stuff like that, but to players who really take five-a-side seriously?
I just want to say something. In season 2, when we were doing the podcast,
Sure.
we had a moment where we were talking about financial literacy.
Yeah.
And I remember Nick saying, hopefully we can get a bank involved, all of the banks.
Play that back. Hopefully, you know, a bank, hello banks, come on board and we can teach them about finances.
Yeah. So this is like a very full circle moment because,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of manifested that in a way.
Oh, wow.
Because
Hakim,
it's,
you're right.
I mean,
Yeah. And funny enough, even in the same episode, we spoke about how a certain team had issues with the finance part of their operation,
yeah, because
especially going into the main event.
They didn't want the coach to get
They
money.
didn't want the coach to get
They
money.
want the coach to get
He's
money.
the one paying for everything.
Yeah, he
the
was
one
like,
that says,
he was
"I play
driving them
more."
up and down.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So like how do we then implement that into a football tournament? Because yes, it's a talking point, but how do we engage the players and the
Yeah.
teams, especially going into a tournament that promises R500K?
I think it's about planning for the future, right?
Yeah.
Like, like behind every goal, like what are your goals? So talk about your goals, talk about the future that you envision for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few players who will tell me, yo, I want this money because I want to buy a car. I want this money because I want to do X, Y, Z. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you have a savings account? Do you have a
Annuity.
you know, do you have a retirement plan? Like,
Guys, you guys are speaking big English.
what have you set up for
Because
yourself?
Old Mutual is here.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
legs insured?
Are your legs insured? Basically, like these things sometimes sound very far-fetched, but they're not.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people think they're also very pricey.
Yeah.
But the same 500 that you spend at Groove, you can take that 500 and put it into a retirement plan.
Yeah.
And so by the time you are 50, and some of these guys have kids. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You can save with $200.
Yeah.
There's like I'm a new father, so I literally looked
Congrats.
at
Hey.
It's all happening here.
I'm a new father. I looked at one of the plans for my kid with Old Mutual. You know what I mean? Like saving up for high school, saving up for tertiary, all of that stuff. And as little as 500, of course, the more money you put in, the more you have later on.
Yeah.
So that, you know, when he's older, you can go into private school, you can go into tertiary, things become a little bit easier so that it's also not hand to mouth, which is stuff that you have to think about now. So yeah, there's a lot.
You mentioned something that speaks a lot to how the two worlds come together in terms of Squad League and Old Mutual, the partnership, right?
Sure.
Behind every goal.
Yeah.
What is the narrative behind that? And it sounds very nice, sounds very fancy, but what is the meaning? Because every player wants to know this. You know, we all have big ambitions of winning the money, becoming the best player in
You
Africa.
have an ambition of winning the money?
Nah, I'm there. You don't know my team is there. Hey, this guy is sleeping. You know,
No,
I'm there. I'm there. There's a surprise. Don't worry.
There's
There's a guest coming who's gonna give you a surprise here. Don't worry.
I missed the memo.
Yeah. So behind every goal, I mean, in closing with that partnership, what does that mean to everybody taking part in Squad League?
Again, I think it's, you know, they play with double entendres, like, you know, you're scoring goals in football. They want you to have goals in your finances. They want you to have goals for the future. They want us to have goals for Squad League. It's literally about setting what you want for your future.
Yeah.
So, you know, think about what behind every goal is for you. Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Why do you come out to training, you know? Why do you go out to play for the 500K? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your family? Are you putting food on the table? You know, everybody has their reason.
I just want to be rich, bro.
That's it.
I really just want to be. I want the $500,000 to be rich. You know, as soon as I get that money, I'm out. These guys are gonna.
That's your behind every goal, man.
Okay.
So we want to have a lot of stories, and you know, pull all these stories together and show that Squad League is bigger than just, you know, us playing football. There's a lot of stories.
What? Shout out to making that happen. Shout out to Old Mutual for believing in Squad League. And that's what you can expect. And me, I'm a man of my word. You said you're not sure if I'm going into...
I don't know what's happening.
You know what? I'm a man of my word. And we've got a guest here. Let him tell you himself. Can we please give a round warm of applause?
Yes, sir.
To Josta Dladla.
Yes.
JD.
Easy in
What even what Kokanyana? The legs are not the same. What's happening? JD, firstly, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's it's there's royalty in the house. You know, I'm not talking you, I'm talking me, but you know. No, but on the serious note, royalty in the house. Guys, did you know that this is a fact? This is a scientific fact. Did you know Josta Dladla is the only player in the PSL who's never missed a penalty in his PSL career?
Hey, my people.
Let's keep it that way. I don't know if that's true. Yeah.
So JD, season 2, it was fantastic having you. You're no stranger to the big stage. Made a name for yourself from a very young age. Santano Shapa straight back. Can we put a visual of JD with the straight back?
Put the visual of the straight back.
I want the vision with all the hairstyles. Like,
Yo, that's a lot, bro.
yeah,
So you're very used to 11 aside. That was your whole career. How was it before we go into the why you decided to play in the tournament? how different was it from your normal 11ers? Because I'm sure Dladla and Fethu Lemajita, you know, just to keep fit and all of that stuff. But in a competitive tournament that's got 500K on the line, how different was it?
First of all, like, you know, shout out to the family for inviting us.
Shout out.
I mean, we wouldn't have been part of it if it wasn't for you guys. It was you actually.
I was waiting for you to say that. It was me.
It was like, you know, I'm getting 25%
So now
to win
Lemii,
that tournament.
and when I was about to say, so when Josta wins, you're inside.
No, it's not right. Guys, no. You know, like we spoke Old Mutual, right? Old Mutual has financial advisors. You get a commission from there. Do you understand? This is what's happening. It's a commission thing. It's not private.
You're a broker.
It's a commission thing.
So my boy hit me up. He's like, JD, like, what's up, man? I'll be working at this tournament, and I think it would be great for you to be part of it. Like, you know, a few players.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, man, I got a few players that kind of like embarrassed us a bit.
We're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that.
Also who we got embarrassed against was that was funny on its own.
No, but I mean, we got embarrassed against, like, you know, one of the top teams in the in the tournament. But I mean, as you said, I played football for the longest of time. I started when I was 18. Sure. But five-a-side is totally different.
Yeah.
You know, and I think when we got this opportunity, we hadn't trained in a long time. And I called the guys that I knew that they were top-notch when they were still playing. Yeah. And we got a shock of our lives when we got to the tournament. Crazy tournament. By the way, I like the vibes. And we got to face Pirates. And, you know, I was always told about this team. It was the first time me playing against them, actually.
The five-a-side.
Yeah, the five-a-side one. And I mean, the boys, apparently, like, you know, they dominate this stage. Like, I mean, this is their world. Yeah. You know, and 11-a-side and 5-a-side is totally different worlds.
Yeah.
And we found out the hardest way. I think it was we got knocked out in the quarters.
Quarters, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we had to, like, you know, rely on another team to do the job for us to qualify to the quarters.
You guys are like Nigerian F1.
Nah. Arome, be careful, man. You next to the boss right there. Be careful. No, we were actually more like Congo. You know? Sorry, that's another part. Sorry, bro.
That
went 0 to 100 real quick.
We're done. We're actually done.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy. I think, like, this time around, like, you know, we're gonna come prepared. You know, I think I might start in goals. Yeah, you know, I can be a goalkeeper.
Yeah, but you're a great leader. Like, I know we've played. Some tournament, some brand tournament. And I actually didn't know this about JD.
Mentioned it.
No, a brand tournament. That's what I said. Right? Cut them out if I mention it. Okay, so and I noticed that about you. That you easily switch into a leadership role, and you identify where your team's strongest points are, weak points are, and, like, you thrive like that. Yeah. But then, is it a lot easier in five-a-side having a smaller team, knowing who to control, or does it feel like a totally different world?
It's a different world. I mean, I was sitting next to, like, you know, one of the the finalists. Yeah. What team was it? What team is you?
Government Tiki.
Government.
We play against these guys every time by the Discovery, like, you know, five-a-side. These boys, they make us look for the ball the whole day. The only way we can beat them is, like, kicking them. You know? They know that, like, if we play against them, we know we can't, like, keep up with them. The only way is just for us to be aggressive against them.
But give the insight from, like, playing professional 11-a-side, like, at the highest level, and then trying to adapt that to this format, and then playing against guys who are so used to that, and them making you, like, chase shadows.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. The thing is this: you just got to be clinical. You know, we play against what's your team's name again? Government, yeah. So, like, if we were talking about it. Now, these boys, they keep a ball a lot. Yeah. Right? But clinically, I think they don't take a lot of shots in goals. Vice versa with Pirates. Pirates, like, you know, they can be defensive and they can turn defensive into attack so quickly. You know, and they're so clinical. When they get 3 out of 4 chances, they'll score. Sure. If they get 4 chances. Fact. You know what I mean? So when it comes to, like, you know, indoor soccer, it's all about taking the chances that you have. You know, and obviously, like, you know, it's transitioning from defense to attack, from attack to defense. You know, so your mind is always constantly, like, working. You know, if you have the youngsters that are trying to prove a point, they're running all over the place.
I was going to ask, fitness. Is fitness a different kind of factor?
Yeah. So what happens is, even if you can go to gym every day, but if you don't play I don't care what you do. You come and play indoor soccer, you need to play it for you to get fitter.
Yeah.
You know, so we found out the hardest way because I was doing, when you said I must come and play the tournament, I think I was always at gym.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even run. Like,
So you felt like you were in shape, and then when you got there,
yeah. The ball was just, I was chasing shadows, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, by the time, like, you know, I moved the ball, was inside, like, you know, our goals, you know. I think, you know, but we fought, like, you know, we thought, like, you know, we can make it. At least, I think I'm proud of the boys that, you know, we actually qualified to the quarters, and hopefully we'll go all the way to the final this year.
Can I quickly ask?
5%.
So with you saying that, right? You guys are known as the Legends team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Respectfully so, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to make alterations and bring younger boys into? Because I know you won the 500K. So like, you know,
we're bringing
what's going to happen?
We're bringing 2 young ones that can run with those young ones, you know, with the government boys. You know, I think, like, you know, I'm changing my team. I think the boys that I chose last season, it was like just bad. But, you know, I got, like, you know,
me don't know kwatela. Mfitlo kwatela wa
you know. So, like, I think I only have 2 of those. Like, you know, I think Manti, Stu, like, and he still plays like a young one. He runs all over the place. And we've got Tuso. I'm not gonna name the other ones.
No stress.
Because the government might go, like, you know, choose the whole of the east side, like, you know, east side ballers to come and face us. But, you know, I've got, like, you know, 4 more new players, and I might talk to, like, one of the clinical finishers in the PSL. I think I might bring Mashiko. I want Mashiko because we need somebody to score the goals. The game is all about scoring goals. I don't care how good you are. If you don't score goals, you can't win. You know, but looking forward to it, and shout out to, like, you know, Fives, like, you know, for giving us another opportunity to come and prove ourselves.
Who's so here today?
Yeah?
The player you're talking about, the clinical.
Surprise. No surprise, Muriri. Surprise.
I was about to say Muriri.
No, surprise. We old, bro.
Well, that guy was sharp. He's a sharpshooter.
No, not anymore. I mean, he's a coach now.
Yeah.
He's a coach now. But you know, the last time I saw him playing against, we were playing with the old boys, like, I think in Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
It was Chiefs, it was Sundowns, Pirates, and, like, you know, I think, what do you call this? Like picked 11, like, you know, from Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
So I saw Sundowns playing there. Most of the boys that I played with when I was still at Sundowns, they can't even run no more.
Wow. Damn.
You know, so I mean, we're old. I mean, we can't do things that we used to do when we were 19. You know, Surprise, one of the best players that I played with in the team, but you can see he's picked up a lot of weight. There's injuries as well. You know, like, you can see we're limping when we're running. So we're not gonna be the same now. But you know, I'm gonna bring, like, you know, the ones that are still active out there that are still gonna, like, you know, bring quality for the tournament. Yeah.
So with that being said, like, it's great mentioning all these players who are legends in their own right. Does this now change how legends like yourself view a tournament like Squad League, like five-a-side in general?
Yeah, I mean, we don't find a lot of us getting invited in such, like, you know, occasions. I mean, I'm pretty much privileged, like, you know, and I really thank God that, you know, I can still be invited to, like, such setups, you know?
Yeah.
And hence, I'm always going to honor it, you know? And a lot of us, like, once we're done. How often do you see most of the guys that you used to watch on TV? So, like, you know, when we get opportunities like this, like, we obviously want to go out there and teach the young ones that are still coming up.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of guys that are playing five-a-side that still want to be, like, 10 professional out there. So I think it's also, like, you know, the tournament trying to give back, like, you know, to the young ones that are still trying to get up there. To understand that, you know, it's not easy to turn professional. You know, it's all about discipline. You know, most of us are like this because we're still training today. It's not easy, but we got to push ourselves.
So, Josta, can we set up a clinic next season?
But like, you know, but then you're going to need a lot of coaches. I don't coach, man. I don't like coaching.
No,
like,
but a clinic is like a 1-day, 2-hour session where you know the stuff that you just
I'm going to teach them lies. I'm going to teach them lies. I'm going to teach them lies.
Drop a few jewels.
I'm going to be like, let's run, guys. You know, let's run 20 laps around there. But I mean, coaching is not for everybody.
I can imagine.
I don't see myself coaching.
Shout out for
But I'm sure there's a lot of knowledge you want to pass down because, I mean, in the same way that people that watched you in your career playing 11-a-side, first division, all the way to the end of your career, there's the same people who are playing in 5-a-side are looking at you in that same eye.
Yes.
And there's a lot of an investment that you can give back to the people. not just you, but I mean the legends in general.
Yeah.
You know, like, do you think maybe there's an opportunity for, you know, a squad league to collaborate with legends
sure.
and like feed into grassroots
Yeah, for
levels?
sure. I mean, you guys were talking about financial literacy. You know, I mean, those are the type of things that we can come in. Some of us made like wrong decisions when we made that bonus, you know. So I mean, it'd be nice to talk to the boys and be like, if you get your 500,000, you know, understand that, you know, there's a lot of ways that you can use it. Like you said, there's a lot of guys that have kids already.
Yeah.
You know, that money would like, you know, really like, you know, make a difference in their lives.
Yeah.
Vice versa, like, you know, it's also like discipline as well. Discipline, it doesn't really matter where you are from the business side of the game, or like, you know, you doing sports, or you are at school. It's all about discipline. You're achieving anything, you got to be disciplined. You know, dedication as well. You know, so there's a lot of key things that we can talk about. I might not be a coach, but I can advise in terms of like, you know, when it comes to like now being disciplined. If you want to achieve anything, you got to give in. Whatever that you give in, you're gonna get out. You know, so you can never like, you know, go to an exam if you didn't prepare.
Facts.
As much as with the game, it starts with the mental preparation, physical preparation, everything at once for you to kind of like, you know, see what you see on the field. We only see the end product. We don't know like, you know, what a lot of professionals, the Ronaldos, the Messis, what they go through for them to produce that like, you know, type of performance for like every weekend. For 20 years or for 10 years, you know what I mean? So we can come in, like, you know, we can approach it like, you know, in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? So I can be on that tip, like, you know, advising people on discipline. Somebody surprise can come in, like, you know, in terms of like the technical side of the game. So yeah, I mean, if we are given an opportunity to come and talk to the young ones, I mean, we would appreciate it, you know, with the bit of back. I mean, if they pay me, I don't mind. Yeah.
You said something about like, obviously when you were younger, you guys made, you know, the type of decisions you did with the finances. What are your top 3 financial sort of advice for guys who are going to win the 500K? Or if you guys win and your boys, what are your top 3 things that you would say?
Well, you got to understand that, like, I saw like, you know, the guys that lost in the final, they were crying when they lost the final. You know what I mean? They played well. I think like Pirates was under pressure. We saw that a lot. I mean, I don't know what you guys were going to do. Are you guys going to throw a party or something? But most of the guys were probably going to share, probably like, you know, if there's like 10 guys, they're going to share
They
that
split the money.
You know? And
so is that a bad move?
It's not a bad move.
Splitting the money off right.
I mean, 500,000 is a lot, but when you have like 10 guys that are competing for that money, I mean, how much are they going to get if they're going to share it equally? You know, so I mean, for some guys, they might pay rent with it. Some guys might pay the school fees. Some guys might go drink it. We all don't have like, you know, the same responsibilities. But for me, I've got bills to pay. You know, I've got kids. If I win a bit of money, the first thing is my kids. For sure. You know what I mean? If I've got like, you know, the bond, the first thing that ekitolang new you know what I mean? So it really depends on the individual what you want to do with the money. You know, so it goes a long way. You might, for some people, it might be like, you know, small thing. But for some, the guys that are playing at the tournament, you could see that, you know, it means a lot. You know, as I could see with the guys when they cried. Guys like, you know, ended up crying like when they lost against Pirates. I don't know what Pirates did with it, bro. Probably they threw a big party.
Hakim answer there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of colored like families.
I don't know why you're asking about parents and...
Yeah, we saw a lot of colored, like, you know, families right there. Like,
That's crazy.
It was crazy,
That's
bro.
wild. No, what you're saying is wild.
I thought it was crazy, bro. Like, you know, they were supported so much. I think like everybody wanted like, you know, a bit of that 500.
But not him saying everybody wanted a piece of the 500.
I think they've got like a stipend salary kind of thing where it doesn't matter how many tournaments they win, it goes into like a bank. And then they get paid periodically. They get paid periodically. But that's because like they've got like a much better organization in terms of like the things you were talking about.
Of course. A lot more structure into their operation.
Take it more serious like that.
Very serious because obviously, like you're saying, the prize money can just finish if you split it like that. So probably they partition it where some of the prize money is split amongst the players. Maybe they get a bonus, but then maybe the other half of it gets put into like
into the team,
into a bank account, and then like it gets reinvested. But I wanted to say like the thing you mentioned about you appreciating coming to a thing like this, I think it's really necessary. This is another USP of Squad League where in Europe, you see this where they do a lot of these Legends games.
Oh, yes, yes,
and like they play against each other, and sometimes it's for charity, sometimes it's for entertainment.
Yeah.
But you know what's important about that is that the players who, like you're mentioning, are younger players wanting to go pro, having exposure to guys like you is a very life-changing dynamic as opposed to just playing with each other week after week. Because there's this mentality that kind of sets in where it's just like it's run of the mill. We go to the tournament. If we win, it's dope. And then like you say, we blow it. And then if we lose, we're upset. But having exposure to guys who went pro and like having the legends also endorse this property and part of it is like a very, very important thing, because we need the players who want to go pro to, let's say it goes into a thing where there's, maybe if it's clinics or if it's talks or whatever. But Uayanda from Tiki has had a conversation with you for 20, 30 minutes before we shoot. He's picking Josta Dladla's brain.
Yeah.
Like, where else can you say there's this almost this crossover where like young players and like just people interested in football can have access to I'm Mike.
Sorry,
can have access to guys like you, and I think that's like very important. And I think growing the engagement going forward will be a thing. I mean, the whole premise behind the goal is to kind of take it there and create moments where there's like a player of the tournament or like a goal of the tournament, and those are in-game things, but also behind the goal of like, what are you going to do with this stuff? Like how are you guys going to set up? You know what I'm saying? And having an endorsement from like a Josta Dladla or it's like,
I've actually got a question for Josta.
Yeah, they had that. I think they had a talk. Like there was some lady who had a talk.
The media training.
The media training.
That's crazy. Like, because they were talking about like, is the media, like how you what is it?
Yourself as
training?
a brand.
The training as a brand, how you gonna, like, if they ask you this type of question, how you gonna answer it? And I was really impressed. Okay, I was there. I was a bit bored because I'm like, yo.
Yeah, you've done it.
How many post match interviews have you done?
So they actually like train them, but also it's gotta go even further than that. But also when you playing as a Tiki player or as a government player, you don't know who's watching out there.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So somebody might be there and just sees something that they like. Out of the 5-a-side game, you end up going for trials.
Yes.
For
100%.
11v11 type of team. You know what I mean? So when you go out there, I like these boys, they take it serious.
Very serious.
They take it serious. And like, we were just playing around. I think we just like, woke up late thinking that, it's just fun.
But knowing what you know right now, knowing what you know, Josta going into football at 19 years old, would you have considered going pro ka 5-a-side?
Nah.
If it had developed the way it's developing now.
Yes, if it, I like the way where you guys are going. You know what I mean? Because like now you see a lot of teams wanting to be part of this.
Yes.
This is a movement now.
Yeah.
You can see like most of the teams that are playing against each other in this tournament, they actually play like they've got like they play it like
like weekly against each other.
They've got leagues.
They compete week in, week out.
Yeah.
So you guys have created like the World Cup. Of this type of tournament, and these boys, they want to prove to each other every day like I'm the most skillfulest cokas. Like I'm better than you and whatever. And that's the environment that you guys are creating, and you don't even realize that you're creating like future stars. You know what I mean? So
because the level of competitiveness is like
it's getting it's gonna be even worse. Like this season. I mean the third edition. I mean shout out to you guys for doing that, and I just hope that it's gonna go up to like 20 years. But we want to see most of these boys, like even if they don't go into playing professional, when they go into corporate, they must come back and give back to you guys. You know what I mean?
100%,
So we really appreciate like getting an opportunity, and like we'll always honor that invite that you guys are giving us, and we're gonna go out like we're gonna kick these boys. We're not gonna
Please, I need my 5%. Now, JD, before we let you go, we prepared some questions for you, and give us your honest answer.
Do I have to think about it, or I just have to go straight up on you?
It's up to you, but we'd like you to just give us the
rapid
fire type vibe. First and foremost, who do you think is going to win season 3?
Yo. Kala, what's your team again?
Government Tiki.
He's trying to get inside the head. I don't know you. I don't know you.
Listen, as much I know, like normally the mental side of the game works. I was gonna say us. But I think we got like less chances than Tiki. We know the Pirates is number one. they've like, won this tournament the last 2 seasons. But, Tiki, I think Tiki, like, are the favorite at this point.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is now going into your professional career.
Yeah.
Give us the craziest dressing room story. Guys, craziest dressing room story.
Like, we get to train while I was still playing at Vets. I was 18.
Yeah.
And there was a player, Skakes.
Yeah.
Skakes comes in. We're about to change before we go into training. Takes off his pants and a condom falls down on the floor.
That's wild.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then we like,
True story. That's crazy.
true story.
Was the coach in the dressing room?
No, the coach is not there. The coaches, they put their own like changing.
Yeah.
It's only the players that
Yo,
lucky
that
one.
is
down,
wild.
Like, Donna, what's going on?
So what did he say?
No, he just fixed it up. Like,
Keep it moving.
Yeah, of course. I'm working. Was it used?
This was before a game?
No, before trade.
Or before training? Okay.
That was the
used
craziest
one?
moment for us.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was used, man, because
That is wild.
all filled up.
So
What? That is
Crazy.
nuts.
I was only 18, bro. I was only 18 when that
Yo.
happened.
Yo.
Crazy.
Hakim,
I mean, at least he was. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
At least he was using protection.
1998.
Yeah, at least,
1998 when I started playing at Vits. Yeah.
So now we can just put there, we can get a condom sponsor, Durex.
Yeah, something.
Save
Okay.
something.
No.
Okay, next question.
It's got to go somewhere else.
Who was the hardest player you ever played against?
This player,
Yeah. The one that gave you the most problems.
I never that's funny. I never had anybody that was like, tough.
Really?
Because I think at that point I had the mentality for me was if I'm scared of a player, I'm not gonna do well.
Yeah.
So most of the time I was like, I just saw somebody there. I respected them as a player, but I saw nobody. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go push you.
Damn.
So for me, I understood that the job was to put in crosses in the box.
Yeah.
Assisting my strikers to score.
But there wasn't a guy who had your number.
No, bro. Like I think they were scared of me most of the time. Because most of the time I would look at the guys after the game. I would look at their faces. They wouldn't even look at me.
They were avoiding eye contact.
Yeah. Because before I was so skinny when I started.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was really small, and they thought it was gonna be easy up until like the game started. I was
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
So I showed them flames. I could just go up and down for 90 minutes.
Football is like boxing.
So
eh?
yeah. So
It's
it's a
intimidating.
mental
Yeah,
game.
You
So-
win it before the kickoff.
So you have the arrogance that you trained well.
Yeah.
It's not the arrogance of saying that I'm better than anybody else or whatever.
Without backing it.
Yeah. So you gotta back it up. You know what I mean? If you know that you saying that like Mayweather. Mayweather says I'm gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
And he's gonna prove it to you. On the
Yeah,
field. So I was that type of player. I never spoke a lot. I just did my talking on the field, and I just liked seeing the people's faces. 90 minutes after, I just looked at you. And
So you were just taking souls.
I got you, man.
Taking souls.
I got you. Yeah.
What are you saying
So
now?
I never had anybody that I was scared of.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed in the game for 20 years.
Big man thing.
Okay.
I swear down.
And okay, last question before we let you go.
Yeah.
Shut up.
A lot of us and a lot of pundits and a lot of analysts have their own opinion about why you're a legend, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what do you think makes Josta Dladla a legend? I mean,
I don't know if I'm a legend. I think Dr. Kumalo is a legend.
No, but-
Legend status is not a representative of your age.
yeah.
Okay, I'll let you say that.
Don't worry.
because
You
if
are
we're being
our
honest,
goat
yeah.
because of what you've done.
Yeah.
It's not about
If
your
we- if
age.
we're
Because I
being-
know you're thinking of what age.
Yeah.
No, it's not your age.
But if you think about it, when we speak key players in the history of, say, Kaizer Chiefs, your name comes up.
Why not Sundowns, bro?
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
They're only saying, okay, fine.
I'm getting there. I'm getting. If we talk about influential players
Yeah.
in the history of Sundowns,
Yeah.
your name comes up.
Yeah.
You are one of the lucky few players that have went overseas and made a good career overseas.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with that being said, you were not just a number in any team that you played in.
I didn't want to be just another number.
Yeah.
Like I think for me, I wanted to leave my family's surname onto people's minds. When they think about the Dladla, they're like, it used to be a Josta Dladla.
Yeah,
There was teenage Dladla before.
Yeah.
Also say there's a Josta Dladla. I just didn't want to be another guy that said, Kunja, who's this guy?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like we see a lot of players that
It is quite a lot, guys.
walking down the street and they don't
We don't even know you
what I
played
mean?
soccer.
I needed to make sure, like, I left memories into my fans, like, hearts, and then so that was the whole, like, your point. When I started, it was all about the love. The money started coming in. I was like, oh, okay. But, once you achieve that, what's next? So I knew that every game for me was really, like, was really important for me to prove myself.
Yeah.
I had to prove myself every day. At training,
That's the
every
mentality.
game that I played, hence people are still talking about me. I didn't just go out there for 12 months or the first season and people knew about Josta and then the next season I relaxed.
Yeah.
I knew that, I have set the bar up to 70%. Sure. The next game is either 70% or 75%. I could never play from 75 to 60. If I didn't do well, I didn't even have dinner. I ended up not eating at home.
Damn.
If I felt like I didn't do what I was supposed to do on the field.
Yeah.
So there was one coach that who used to coach me back in the days. He said you shouldn't, when you go into the game, just go up all out, give it 100%. You shouldn't leave the game saying that I should have.
I wish I'd done.
I wish I've done this. Do everything, give it your all, so that when you come out to be like,
I did my
everything.
best, yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless that the team won or lost, you know that you gave it your all. So that's the mentality that I had, and probably the generation that I played with, they had the same mentality.
Same mentality,
Hence,
yeah.
people are still talking about Josta now because of what I did back then.
Damn.
Moral of the story: mentality. wins the
Mentality.
game.
Yeah.
It's key.
It's what I was telling you guys about Pirates Fives.
Hey, you like the Pirates?
My brother. Hey, we're here.
I'm ready for you.
They're there. Don't know.
Okay.
Which team are you, bro?
Ali,
Why you say you're ready for them?
I want to see them. I want to see
Politically
change.
correct.
Yeah, bro.
I want to see change.
No, what's your team?
I want to see change. I don't have a team. I don't have a team. I don't
You
have a
just said
team.
you're ready for them.
I'm ready for them. I want to see. I just want to see something.
Arome, can we please investigate here? you got a connection with some team here.
You have already admitted to a bribe.
No, guys.
Let me tell you what I said to the boys. I said,
Bro, after the
Yeah.
let me say, I spoke to like the Tiki boys like before you called me out here, and I said to them, remember the pain, that you had after the game. You guys were crying. It was not nice after losing against Pirates. So when you step onto that field this season, you should remember that pain.
Ubuleletse batho ba wrong ka gore they are hlopha
Because that's true, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make sure that you don't go back to that pain again. Because that's what pushed us most of the time. I never lost a lot of games, but the one game that I lost, I didn't like the feeling.
Yeah.
So hence, the next game when I came out hard. You know what I mean? So if they have that mentality this season, and the very same team that caused them that pain, I would love to face them because, I would not like to have that revenge back to them. You know what I mean? So I hope that they have that mentality this season to go out there and show the people that they deserve to win the tournament.
Sure.
Not that Pirates didn't deserve to win.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But they need to remember how they felt last season.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to our legend, Josta Dladla?
One last thing.
Yeah.
I know you were saying the Sundowns.
Yeah.
But the Josta Dladla with the cornrows, with the Kaizer Chiefs Sun jersey, with the stripes like this, that shit already was legendary.
Yeah.
Already then it was like legendary.
Josta was the first, guys, and please quote me on this, guys. I know you guys think I shasha you all a lot. Josta was the first player in South Africa to shy a straight back Eddie Conroe.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's legendary.
I said trend, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's legendary. Like even like the style stuff.
No. I think the Josta that played for Wits was crazy.
Yeah.
I think you would have hated to face me then.
Yo.
Because I was a virgin.
Worse than
I was a virgin. I could go up and down.
energy was on 100.
I had not tasted anything. I'm telling you. No, that Josta at Vids, that's crazy.
That
man.
is mad.
Electrifying, it's like crazy. So stay away from
Virgin Josta.
Stay away from the cake. Stay away from the cake if you want to go far.
Josta, we have to kick you out. Otherwise, this episode is going to be 2 hours.
He started.
I wanted to know. I really wanted to know.
So before we even let you go like that, we have you bless our draw. We're gonna do a draw for season 3. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the much anticipated draw for season 3 is about to take way, and people want to know who's going against who. I must say, before we start this draw, we've already placed the winners of season 3 in Group A, which is Paris Fives, and in Group D, we've got the runner-ups from season 2, which are Saints Fives, correct?
Right.
And then everybody else will be placed accordingly in the different groups. So we're going to start with the first team, who I believe is going to be one of the winners of the qualifiers for season 3, who's going to go first into Group B. So JD, please give us a name there, brother.
Hey, look at the team. She said the phone. How do I open this?
So first team going into Group B will be...
That's Pace FC.
Pace FC.
Oh, yeah.
Pace
Pace
FC
FC, yeah.
is the first group going into Group B.
Oh, yeah.
Let Josta show, please.
Okay, this is
Okay.
Pace FC.
Pace FC.
Yeah.
So that is the first group
Yeah.
going into, the first team going into Group B. And we've got our first team going into Group C. JD,
Okay.
do the honors.
Zico.
Zico Boys.
Zico boys.
Zico Boys. Interesting story coming from Zico Boys, but they're the first group going into Group C. So as it stands right now, we've got Pirates Fives in Group A. Group B, we've got Pace. Group C, we've got Zico Boys. And Group D, we've got the runner-ups, which is Saints Fives. So the next team
Oh, so there's
that's
five
going to be
groups.
announced now is going into
Group D.
Group D. That's going to be the group with Saints Fives, the runner-ups from last season. And that'll be
It means it's GSW. What is GSW?
GSW going into Group
State Warriors.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
Gauteng State Warriors.
GSW. Long name.
So, yeah, they're the second team to go into Group D. The next team is going into Group A.
Okay.
And they'll be joining Pirates Fives.
So twist.
Oh.
Yeah, just twist it.
Marazamba ko khono ibule, ya o khono ibule.
Njaka. Lemii, mfethu nexa spane my name. Matsuakati. Nekidlala disc njaka.
So,
So Island Boys.
Island Boys coming all the way from Cape Town,
Hot.
going into Group A.
Yeah.
And they were the winners of qualifier for season 3, joining Pirates Fives into Group
Cape Town.
A for Cape
Cape Town
Town.
qualifier, yeah.
So going into Group B is going to be, JD, give us the name.
Iwela mo fatshe.
Ah, di camera di teng, o ska worry.
One Love.
One Love. One Love made a very interesting entry.
Is that the new one? Is that the new
Yeah,
one?
it's their first qualifier, correct?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, they qualified last season.
They qualified last
They
season.
qualified
Okay.
last season at Marks Park. So
Qualified at Marks Park, and they've qualified again now going into Group B.
B.
Now into Group C, the next team joining there is
Batla menwana etile. Batla menwana amtwen. Eh?
Twist.
Oh, there we go.
there we go.
Guys, Luna Leva.
There they are.
Okay. Last qualifiers winner. What is that?
The
Okay,
last-
Arome explains.
So
Put mic.
yeah.
Last qualifiers winner.
Yeah.
They'll explain.
The last qualifier that we'll have coming on the 22nd,
Yeah.
that winner will go.
Still to be named.
Still to be known. So just for clarity, this is our last chance saloon. There will be one more qualifier being held on the 22nd of November, correct? And the winner of that qualifier will then take the spot into Group C. So as it stands right now, we've got 6 teams that have been placed in the 4 different groups. And that's how they stand. The next group is now going into Group D. Another qualifier winner. And that team will be
Tiki.
Government. Okay.
Where are they going?
They're going into Group D.
Oh, they're avoiding the Pirates.
No, with Saints. With Saints and GSW.
So, in Group D, interestingly enough, I see Nick smiling there because he's excited how that group is coming along. So there's Saints Fives in that group. There's as well as GSW, and Government Diki, the ones everybody hates to love. You know what I mean? So good luck in that group. And the next group, the next team is going into Group A. That'll be the third team into Group A.
Okay, just grab those blue things. Let's go.
Is it the Kulagro FSF?
Wait.
FSF.
Yeah.
There we go. FSF going into Group A. Who else is in Group A? And Paris Fives. FSF joining Paris Fives and Island Boys in Group A. Now, that's how the group stand at the moment, right now. And then the next draw will be the filling up of the groups. And Arome, you can give us the honors of giving us the next, the next groups. We're starting with Group B.
Does
I
Arome
believe.
quickly want to do how we got to these guys? They were the second.
Okay, cool. So the teams in these balls now are second place teams from the 4 provinces, which were Cape Town, Durban, Bloom, and PE. And then the Wildcard and the
And Josta 5.
and Justice.
So
Okay.
this is second runner-ups, Wildcard,
So-
and Josta.
So just a quick question. Do we...
Yeah, Jay's All Stars.
Jay's All Stars. Okay, okay. So as it stands, do we know, are we going to find out, and I think this question is directed to Nick. As it stands, are we going to find out who the wild card is?
Yo, there's a wild card.
Remember, the wild card is like it's
Yeah.
a big surprise and delight.
So we're not gonna know in the draw.
As it stands, no, you won't know.
Overseas
Yeah.
team. There's an overseas team
Okay.
from Congo.
So
I'm asking you.
No, very soon, very soon.
the next group going into next team rather going into Group B will be
Okay. Avengers.
Avengers. Okay,
Avengers,
going
yeah.
into Group
Yeah.
B. Cape Town team has cemented their slot into Group B. Going into Group C, the next team will be
Is it Proficia IT?
Proficia IT, all the way from PE.
Okay. Proficia IT.
Debut.
Were they here last year?
No, it's their first time competing in squad
Going
league.
back to Group A.
Is that a corporate team?
No?
Hi,
They're
this guy's.
sponsored by corporate company.
Okay,
Are
crazy.
you sure about this guys, bro?
No,
Serious?
Bamnat.
Actually,
But not.
Group D.
Going into
got a
Group D,
corporate
the next team going into Group D.
Rounding up Group D.
Fascia. Okay. 80 stars.
80 stars.
80 stars.
Also from PE.
Also from
So
PE.
there's so many teams from PE.
Yeah, 2 teams from PE.
2 teams from PE rounding up Group D. That is 80 stars. And there we've got it for Group D. Now going back to Group A, rounding up the last team that's going on into Group A.
Okay. Correct.
Other way.
Yeah, I'm trying, bro. Roman,
Drum roll.
come, bro.
Hey, now pressure on me.
Yeah, there we go.
Easy.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. Okay. Jay's All Stars.
Jay's All
Stars. There we
Jay's
go.
All Stars.
Jay's
Group
All
where am I
Stars.
going?
Into Group
Going
A.
into
So,
Group
I mean, we
A.
faced them last season. I mean, there's nothing
do it
wrong.
again.
We
Outside
can do it
innings to
again,
know, yeah.
That's
But
all
at least now
It's a dope group.
you're familiar with the guys
Now
that
we
you're
got to
going to
knock
be
out
playing.
Pirates Fest.
It's a very
Yeah.
good
The last team going into Group B will be
Wild card.
Are you calling it?
Yeah, I'm calling it, bro.
Okay, the wild card.
the wild card. You called it. Going into Group B, wrapping up Group B. So that leaves one team and one team only going into Group D, and that team is
Last team.
Lemii Loco's All Stars.
Lemii, we're now more Jays All Stars. Twanas. Oh, Saints. Saints FC.
Saints FC wrapping up Group C. And there you have it. Your groups have been confirmed, and these are the teams that will be taking each other on in the group stages of Season 3 main event. Remember, R500K up for grabs. JD, This can't disappoint.
No, this time around, I know what's about like 20% how you getting it this year.
Even like about 80, just 30%. You understand? 30%. But ladies and gentlemen, that's how we wrap up episode 1 for season 3 Squad League podcast. Exciting times ahead. We have to chat to some more guests. We have to go deeper into season 3, and we have to find out thoughts of how people think they're gonna win the $500,000 rand. But from us right here, with JD, Hakim, Arome, and Nicodemus,
That's right.
our boss there, who, the guy we got from the side of the corner, but is the one signing our checks there.
Yeah.
You know?
What's up?
Come through. The
Come
support must
through
be there, my face.
6 and 7 December, right here. Can you please just give us, before we wrap up this episode, give us those details for the main event?
6 and 7 December, Urban Sports Arena, Pretoria. You can get your tickets on Ticket Pros. Guys, they're only $100, so buy for a friend, buy for a lover, buy for a... No, not a side. Buy for your, buy for your people, come out.
Hey, this
It's
guy.
gonna be
This
performance.
guy.
It's going to be good. Come and have fun, man.
Come and have fun. And that's it for episode 1 for Squad League.